What does it do then for the league too? Because we've seen Arsenal winning the league today, we've seen Manchester City held to a draw by Aston Villa, and that race for the top three is so tight as well. Manchester United need to just forget this moment, don't they?
Yeah, they have to park it very quickly, and I think there's a moment where I think the pressure came from them internally. You could feel it, you could see the way the players played. I think bringing it back to the WSL, I think that I think Arsenal will win their 2 games in hand, which means they'll be the team behind Manchester City. And I still think these 2 teams here that have played in this cup final, Chelsea and Manchester United, will be the teams competing for that 3rd place spot. They're both in Europe. They've both got tough games in Europe in the coming weeks in the Champions League. And it's how you manage the squad. It's how you bring the best out of players. It's how you kind of see this season through with big things at stake, because both these clubs rely next season on qualifying for Europe, for recruitment strategy. There's so many parts of what that European qualification brings to the club, and both of these teams will want it a lot. That is assuming that Arsenal win their 2 games in hand and stay right within the fray in that 2nd place spot. But there's a lot to play for. I think it's going to be a really exciting run into the WSL.
I know it's a rare occurrence, you two ever being on the losing side, but did you enjoy is the wrong word. Did you want to be out there in that moment to watch the other team go and lift the trophy? You know, you always hear from the manager saying, oh, you know, you've got to feel the pain and have that moment.
No.
How long is that? How many times has that happened
did it ever happen?
She's normally lifting it.
Yeah.
I've had some good days and bad days. I think it's still a tough moment. You overthink the game. You think about what you could have done better, but it's definitely a lot easier when you win it and you walk to the trophy instead.
You're seeing Dawn Airy there, and those medals being given to the Manchester United team. They have strength to come back as well. No, Sam, but she was a big miss not having her there today as well. Toon's got to come back too. They've got players like Chelsea to come back for that run in.
Yeah, they do. I think Mirzal was the key one there, and obviously Ella Toon coming back from injury as well, which we believe from Mark Skinner, you know, not too far away either. I think massive boost for them. I think they're going to need it, and I think just they'll had a lot of new players come into the squad in January as well that, you know, have probably been accelerated in terms of their introduction into the starting 11 to play. But I still think what Manchester United have done and what they will continue to do is really impressive. They've built this machine that now is hugely disappointed when they get to cup finals and they don't win, because you have to go through that in order to win, and every club's wanting to do the same thing. So it's how you move forward from this, use these experiences to better yourself. But I think just going back to the game today, I think the pressure internally got to Manchester United, and I think you look at the 2 goals they conceded and they were so preventable from my angle. I think so preventable, and it could have been a different story, but overall I just think Chelsea deserved to win.
All right, Manchester United then will stand and wait as Chelsea lift that trophy. Let's head back to Ashton Gate, and Ellen can talk us through it.
The final runner-up medals being handed out by Dawn Airy, the chair of the Barclays Women's Super League. Nikki Doucette there as well, the CEO of WSL Football, and Matt Flint, senior marketing manager for Subway. As Friedlina Rolfo walks around the back of the stage, they were having to do their running drills as Chelsea was celebrating. Nothing more heartbreaking for Manchester United. Their first attempt at a final in the Women's League Cup ends in defeat at the hands of Chelsea, who once again did it the Chelsea way, sloppy at times, Courtney Sweetman-Kirk, but still they got the job done.
Yeah, and it's interesting you mention about Manchester United. I've been there, I've been on the other side of a League Cup where you're the losers and you sat watching the other team. It was Arsenal for me, about to lift the trophy, but the fact it's almost an insult to injury where you've got to do a blowout. And they were doing the figure of 8, and some of it was behind that Chelsea team that was celebrating with the fans to the right-hand side. But this is interesting as well. I think this is a rally. I really do, from Sonia Bonpastor and Chelsea. Yes, it's a celebration, but I think it's almost a bit of a fight call as well to say everyone's written us off this season. We're maybe not where we want to be in the league, but I tell you what, the first trophy of the season, we've won it. And we're going to push everyone else, and we're going to try and win the FA Cup, the Champions League. And this is, I think, a bit of Chelsea just showing what they're about and that winning mentality that we all keep mentioning.
Yep, Sonia Bonpastor taking her family into the huddle. And sometimes it's just those moments of reflection that you need to remind you, right, you really do it. A huge smile on her face. This was the first trophy that she won when she took over as head coach of Chelsea. She went on to win 2 more with this Chelsea squad as they did the domestic treble. There are still 2 more trophies up for grabs, you feel, for Chelsea. They're still in the Champions League, the FA Cup. They'll have their sights set on lifting that once again. And their long reign at the top of the WSL may be drawing to an end, but their long streak of silverware continues. Well, it's a special story that is continuing to be written for Lauren James, opening the scoring just days after she signed a new long-term contract with the club, and she's straight over to embrace Sonia Bonpastor. Heartbreak though for Natalie Bjorn. She has a smile on her face now, but you can see she's there on crutches. Just 4 minutes she spent on the pitch after returning for the first time since November. Of course, everyone will hope that that injury is not as bad as it's initially looked. Big moments once again, Hannah Hampton called on, but it's what we expect of her now. She is England's #1, and she always carries herself as such. Olivia Peng receiving her medal. Well, a special place to come for Aggie Beever-Jones, where she spent time on loan, scored her first senior goals, and she lifts herself over the trophy as Erin Cuthbert, wearing the armband today in the absence of Millie Bright, will pick up the trophy and walk it over to her team who wait. The expectation of trophies has never been bigger for Chelsea, and they've silenced the noise, taking the first domestic silverware of the season. They are champions again in the Women's League Cup. It's in their DNA, and this is what Chelsea do. A 4th League Cup title, an 18th major trophy for the reigning WSL champions. It's confidence restored as they enter into an intense battle for Europe. The 2026 Women's League Cup champions are Chelsea.
Ellen, thank you. Now, see, Erin Cuthbert hasn't been listening to her gaffer because apparently she said there were no celebrations allowed after this. That's the ruthlessness of what this team were trying to achieve.
Yeah, well, they play again in three days' time, which is the harsh reality.
Yeah, look, she's saying get off the stage.
Yeah, she's saying rest those legs, stop dancing around, stay on your feet, and get inside, get in the ice bath, I think. But no, it's brilliant, you know, for them, and like we spoke about, the psychological effect this will have on this team is probably going to be really helpful for them, and they play again in 3 days' time in the WSL, so it's back to business, and they'll have seen the results today in the league. They'll have seen Manchester City drop points, and you know they won't give up until it's over, and this will give the team and you know the wider staff just a massive lift to finish strong and charge in Europe.
Lovely seeing Sonia's family in there too. Becky Spencer at the back of the shot. Now 18 major trophies for her as well. Proper move that to Chelsea.
I know, ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, you know you're a winner when you've got a cabinet that big, don't you?
Yeah.